So for the first time in my entire time making content, pushing videos, working with so many amazing people, creatives, artists, there's one thing that I've never did. Like I've done it in like out and about type of answers to questions and whatnot. But this is the time I'm gonna give you guys something that I have never fully offered, which is everything I use. What's up guys, it's your boy OXY and today is a special day. Now I am giving away this information for you guys to be able to create, for you guys to be able to own up to, and for you guys to actually put some investments that may be worth your time. Now everything on this list does not have to pertain to you. This is what works for me. I have a lot of patience, so there are a lot of these things on the equipment side. I actually utilize and handle these things because it just works for me. And some of these things may not work for you, which is 100% fine. But everything that I'm naming on this list, not only is it something that you guys can use, everything that is on this list will be available in the description below and on my Amazon list. So first, thank you Amazon for giving me the opportunity, and now it's time to get started. All right, so we're gonna start with the big and bold, the camera. I am currently running on a Canon 80D. I have been using this camera for just about everything that I have been working, creating, and doing. All of my dance videos are filmed on here. All of my talking videos are filmed on here. All of my TikTok videos that go into my Crump 101 and Crump 102 series, every single video has been filmed on this camera. Now I have had cameras in the past. I have had tons of stuff that I've utilized here and there, but none of them have really been able to do like an all-around camera. I've done photos, videos, everything with this camera. And in the description, which is linked, is also the standard version that I actually use. Common questions that I've gotten with this camera is, do I buy extra lenses? For this camera, I have, but for the most part, I rarely ever actually use the new lenses that I get. So if you want the actual standardized version, which is an 18x135 that I use for all of my videos, for all of my main stuff, that is also in this camera build. So that means the entire purchase, if you go onto Amazon and get this, you're gonna be getting not only the camera body that I am using, but you're also gonna get the exact lens that I'm using. So I kind of made it to where it was an easy access deal for you guys. Next up, we got lighting. Now, lighting is one of the things that kind of makes or breaks everything when it comes down to a video being made, especially with a high-end quality camera. Now, again, you do not have to use cameras like this to make content. I'm just telling you guys what I use to make mine, with hopes that you guys will end up wanting to use something else, or maybe even just your phone, because I did start out with that. So a lot of this content now, it's cool. I have all this, all this stuff, all these investments that I put into my craft, but it ain't like I started with this. Now I currently use an eMark Photography softbox lighting kit. Basically, it's a light that also has an interchangeable softbox that you can add or take away from it. Now having this softbox kit has been a huge upgrade in general because of the fact that using a softbox helps out clean up a lot of the image that you are portraying. It cleans up a lot of the things that you may want, and it also doesn't bleed so much because it's not a harsh light. Now I'm using two lights for this exact video, and both of these, because it comes into a pack of two, are available also in that purchase that you're going to be getting if you take this up to Amazon. One thing that I had issues with, and most people do ask about, is whenever it comes down to filming at night or filming out and about on a portable system. These lights are not portable. So I will say that there's always been kind of a back end of things, especially when I have to go out to go shoot and it's in an area where I have to be moving, or worse, the subject won't stay still. So one thing that I would say that I've used the most are portable lights. I have two that I have tested out, confirmed that they're actually really good to use. And if it's something that you need as far as like a little peak, these things do get pretty bright. Now the first one is a rectangular shape here. I will link it in the description below. I'm not gonna tell you too many specs on this thing, but it is an RGB light that does a lot. When I say that this thing not only has the normal light tone and this tone that is in the back, which is your warm tone, it also has an RGB, which means that it can also portray all the different colors. Now, there's many ways you also can play around with this. There are different themes that also come with it as well. So it's not exactly just your ordinary, just portable light. You can make things as far as maybe a cop car, lightning, maybe a flash because somebody's trying to showcase like, oh, I'm getting my photo taken in paparazzi. Yeah, all that stuff. Fun stuff. Look, it's a good light. I like it a lot. Sorry if I just flashed you a little bit too hard, but we're gonna move on to the next light. Second one is also really, really good as well. This one actually has lights on both sides. So this one means that there's one where obviously it's going to show your cold and warm tones. So it's your easier one on this side. And then the other side is gonna be where the RGB light is, which is where all the colors come from. Same deal as well, like I said from the last one, this one also has different themes, settings, other stuff that you can put into it. Whatever works for you, that is what's going to work for this. So these are my portables. I have quite a few of them. Getting a camera and lighting is one thing to always improve of the quality of your image, but it doesn't exactly necessarily improve on what the quality of your content is. Now, one thing I will say that content creators always tack onto is always having a tripod. Obviously, if you're going to be sitting and talking to people, you don't want to have to prop this thing up, especially if you end up getting a camera like this. You don't want to prop this up on some random shelf or other stuff and not exactly be able to play around with angles and different types of things like that. Now, this tripod that you guys are currently sitting on is actually one of my go-tos. I do have quite a couple tripods that I use, but this is kind of the one that sticks with me the most. This tripod is also linked in the description, and I have a picture up just so that you guys can kind of see exactly what this one is. I have given you guys exact tripod, like almost everything that I'm putting out right now for you guys, I'm giving you guys the exact look, details, make, models, everything right below. So don't think, oh man, like what if I got this, or maybe I don't know exactly what it is to make it look like what he's doing. I have it, I got you. It's right down below. If you're going the tripod route, there's one thing that I'm going to say that you are going to need, especially for the tripod that you are seeing. Now, right under every camera, there's a hole that you can screw in something, and that is where you're going to be putting your plate that goes on top for the tripod head. I always have extras of these. You will never know when you'd run out of them, especially if you're doing quick stuff as far as photography, videography, or you're doing a quick pack and go, and you need to make sure that you always have one handy. So please make sure if you're going to be getting this, make sure that you get the extras. And I also have those below as well. And this is kind of just an added thing, but I also invested in an extra battery pack for my camera. Now, this is just something that I feel like is also necessary, especially when you're on long jobs. Let's say you have a full day of shooting ahead of you. The last thing that you want to have to deal with is your camera A, being dead, and B, being able to have to sit there and let it charge in the process of having to get that thing situated. And that could be a lot of lost money for you, or worse, it's a lot of lost content if you're on the go or filming somewhere that is not close to home. So again, linked down below is my camera pack that I actually get, my dual charging camera pack that I utilize whenever it comes down to always having an extra couple batteries set. So again, like all of them, linked below. Now we're coming down to the end of this list. Now the end of this list actually has one of the most important details that goes into, I mean, you honestly don't have to get the camera, you don't have to get the lighting, you don't have to go through even the jumps and hurdles to make sure that you have the extra packs of everything. If there is one thing that I can say needs the most attention, it's your audio. That's right, clean, crisp audio. Now, when I say that I've had an issue when it comes to audio for majority of the time that I've been working in the film and photography world, that has been one of the biggest struggles ever for me. I have tested regular mics for podcasts. I have tested out the lapel mics, the ones that have the long strings on them. There are so many things that I have tested out, and even came down to wireless mics, which is what I'm going to be telling you guys now. Now, before I let you guys know what this is, there are two versions to go for. There's one that's a little bit pricier, and then there's the one that is the cheaper route to go for. Well, both of them can be helpful, especially if you are going to be filming and or recording on, let's say, an iPhone. And the one that is more expensive, obviously, is something that works better for cameras just as much as the iPhone. So it kind of like best of both worlds. But let's obviously start with what I'm using now. I'm using a dual wireless lavalier microphone combo right here. So not only is it a wireless microphone, but I don't have to worry about plugging it into an iPhone to get the good audio, and then after that having to edit up a whole extra audio track onto my actual footage. So my audio can transfer from my transmitter directly over to the receiver that can be plugged straight into the camera. So I don't have to worry about all the nooks and crannies of having to attach the audio and all that extra stuff, and making sure that it still comes out just as crisp. I mean, you guys tell me. So far, I've been talking to you guys using this mic the entire video, and I bet it sounds pretty good. I've been saying the prices of all these things, right? If not, then I've definitely been labeling the process in post-production. Anyway, a good backup mic. There's a wireless lavalier that is strictly for Apple products, and if you have a better one that you end up going for that is used for Android, that could also work out well too. Like the mic that I'm using, this mic can help you out, especially if you're doing like a live streaming platform on your phone, if you're going to be doing a video, if you're going to be doing anything that is just a well-renowned, like you want to be able to talk a lot more. And it makes it to where it's really, really super clear. TikTok videos, especially when people do like a day in the life, these are really, really good like for voiceovers, the whole nine. So if you want something that's gonna be able to give you that really nice audio, that is gonna be the best thing that I can say to give you. So yeah, and that's it. For the most part, it takes quite a bit of time to get all this stuff down, and trust me, there are plenty of backups that you can get outside of what I'm actually showing you. So once again, you do not need all of these things on your list in order for you to be able to be a content creator and all that good stuff. This is literally just the stuff that I use. Last minute tips that I can give to anybody who is working to be a content creator of any kind would be to batch your content. Always make sure that you are creating with the intent of being able to supply for the viewer, not because you want the views, but because you want to project your personality, your perspective, and you want them to be able to know exactly what it is that goes on in your head. As a content creator, you are letting people into the way you think, the way that you operate, and the way that you project yourself. It doesn't mean that it has to be 100% true, because it is all based off of the content that you make. That is what they are going to perceive you as. So please make sure that you are careful and aware of everything that you put out onto social media. So thank you so much for watching this video. Leave a like, subscribe if you actually like this. If you are going to go up and take anything or want anything from anything that I have just told you, that's a lot of anythings, then please feel free to use that link in the description below. I'm definitely gonna be making some more YouTube videos back on the Crump stuff, because obviously like now that I'm really back for good, I can actually get back to making the content that I like to make. So if you guys have enjoyed that, I appreciate you guys so much again, and see y'all later.